anyone else's opinion of them stop.
It's supposed to remove here actually. From here. Yeah, so good evening. Good evening. I was sleeping and yeah. Anyway, I'm glad to be here. I feel in the morning I was feeling very low. But you know, going through the day, you know, my spirit has picked up. I went for Ichitente, you know. There is also small Christian community around here. And the Christians here, they have really been very nice with me. that is, the Catholic Church. They have really been very nice. So I went for these, for the Way of the Cross. It was, we did it in a home. So yeah, it has been good, really good. It was quite good. It was good, Anyway, and this is what I want to talk about when I talk about those ministers and the other government officials that they are claiming to say the Catholics, serving in government, we don't agree with that later, and that later is not according to the Roman Catholic Church. Wait a minute. Who, you are talking as who now? You are talking as who? Yes, you are ministers in government. Now, you want to claim to know what the Roman Catholic stands for. You want to claim what the Roman Catholic stands for. I'll talk about that. But yeah, I know some people are already writing, home is home. Look, I don't know why some of you want to quarrel with me over my situation here. I don't know. You always, post, but home is home. But home is home. I mean, who has refused that? This is what I've been saying. I mean, I've been talking about it. I've even been appealing to President Hakainde Hichilema. I've even been talking to people about, me being home. I mean, I have not refused. I've not pretended to say all is well. No, I've never pretended. Of course, it's not that everything is bad. There is something that is good, but there is something that is not okay. I keep saying, yeah, God has been very grateful to me. I have this nice place, really a nice place where I live. I'm sure you do see pictures, you do see pictures. This place is really nice, really nice. It's nice where I live, and I thank God for that. I thank, the people around here and other, organizations that have been there for me. I'm very grateful. I'm really, really grateful. And of course, I don't go hungry. I've never gone hungry since I came around here. Yes, I've faced challenges, like I shared with you last time, to say at one point I was locked out. I didn't have money to pay for the room. So I've had those my challenges. But when it comes to my family, I mean, hell no. I miss my family. I'm a family man. I love my family. I love my children. I love my wife. I want to be with my family. And truth be told, some of us, I mean, we live for our children. We live for our families. I like, being with my mother, going to visit my mother. I've not even spoken to my mother in a long time. And I know my mother is struggling without me. My mother, I mean, mostly depends on me, mostly. Of course, she does this and that. Valadima, I've got a few other siblings who try to help, especially my sister in the Copper Belt. I want you to know that I wish I could mention your name, but I want to tell you that I am really grateful. I know it's like I've left you that responsibility of looking for mom, but I'm grateful for what you're doing. I'm grateful for what you're doing. I also know my mother, misses me. She would want to talk to me. I mean, I know it's not the same. And I'm grateful to some of you who go and visit my mother. So next time you go and visit my mother, if you visit my mother tomorrow, please send her my greetings. I don't usually talk to her because of the network issues, We tried to get her a phone, a smartphone, but I don't know what the situation is, but it's just difficult to talk to mom. I think even my daughter has been trying to reach my mom, you know. Been trying to reach my mom for the past few days. I don't know if she managed. I don't know if she managed to speak to her. I don't know if she managed. I think I can find out about that. I want to find out if she managed. This is one of those numbers which does it mean that this number is just a problem to go through? Maybe. Hey, baby, did you manage to speak to your grandma? Oh, and you sent her that money. Oh, okay. No, I was just trying to find out. When did you manage to speak to her? Okay. Oh, okay, great. Okay, good, thanks. Okay then, bye baby, bye. So yeah, okay, so my daughter managed to speak to her, but it is difficult. I mean, I think she spent about 3 days just trying to reach her, but so she managed to speak to her, and I'm grateful to those of you that visit my mom. I'm grateful. I know also some of you do help my mom. Thank you. I am very grateful for helping my mom. And of course, next time you see her, tell her I'm fine. She worries about me, you know. Of course, I'm a big boy, but mothers are mothers, you know. Even if as old as you are, you know, they worry about you. So I'm grateful. Then of course, my Kia talks. She can talk, and she misses Zambia, and she just says it. She really says it, you know. And the thing is that when she goes to school, she's in Ethiopia, but she tells them that no, I'm not. My daughter is just something else. My daughter alalandira pofe kandande muchivemba so that bambi ave umfwako alalandira pofe ine nshiri wakuno ine nafumo kuine ero nkabwekiramo batata bakesa nsenda, you know, tukakwera mundeke nkaya you know, ero alelande vyo mwana niko ave nali and because if you of course if a person doesn't belong to that country, if for example she claims not to be Ethiopian, I mean everything changes, you know. Even how much she's supposed to pay in that school, it changes, you know. Everything changes. But there she is. Imamulefa mwananti, you know, when the mwana arandati yo wakuno, you know, pant naina ndi wakuno. Ero kama wanakalia mkanda ina nshiri wakuno. Nshiri wakuno mwiramberesh kabwekiramo. And then, you know, another thing that they learn, you know, Amharic in Ethiopia, and Amharic is one of the subjects. And Kia refuses to speak Amharic. She says, "No, I don't need Amharic. I'm not Ethiopian." You can imagine that nonsense. she refuses to learn, and I keep talking to her. But no, baby, because you're in Ethiopia and your mother is Ethiopian. She said, "No, but no, me, I'm not Ethiopian. I don't need Amharic." So yeah, so those kind of things, and this is an innocent child who doesn't understand anything, you know. She keeps talking, no, we have to go back to our house. We have to go back to our house. We have to go back to our dog and whatever. And I'm telling you, so some of these things, when I'm talking to her, you know, I feel like crying, really. You know, I feel like crying. And my wife has been very, very good, very, very good, very good. And I'm also grateful to the family, you know, to the family who are looking after, I mean, the parents there, you know, the support system. And I tell you, among the Ethiopians, one thing that, you know, you would appreciate is the support system, the family support system, you know, because really my wife, I think it's somehow, of course it's difficult, she's married, she, you know, but at least there is a support system. And I am grateful to the family members, to everybody, to her friends. Even her friends have been very, very supportive. So that, as it may be, it bothers me. It bothers me. And I would want to get back with my family. I would want to get back with my family. So there is no need for you to start rubbing it in. No, hey, you are dancing, but inside, hey, you are not okay. Whatever. I know, guys. I know. Can we try to be brothers here, brothers and sisters? Can we try to feel for each other, you know? And that, other than you know, trying to rub it in. Hey, no, come on. Hey, come on. And you, no. You should apologize. You should, whatever. I'm telling you, I have not been arrogant out here. I've never been arrogant. Of course, certainly, in all these other things like I've said, I mean, I'm okay. I mean, this country is a developed country. It's a developed country. So surely, it is not like Zambia. I don't experience load shedding. I don't experience load shedding. I don't experience floods. It rains almost every day, but I don't experience floods. I mean, in the quality of life, in that aspect, it's good. It's good. But then I have where I come from, I have my family, I have my people, and this bothers me. This bothers me. So you don't have to rub it in, and I don't pretend about it. Some of you say, but Tayali, in the morning you would be boasting. Yeah, in the afternoon you'll be whatever. You have to look at specifics. What am I talking about? When I go in the pool, of course, mupuna muama we. When I go in the swimming pool, not chuama. Not chuama. Don't fall in the swimming pool. I mean, this is what I do almost every day. I go, I swim, you know. But that doesn't mean that it covers everything. No, it doesn't cover everything. So we need to understand each other and not to be uncouth. You know, no, we shouldn't be. It shouldn't be like that. And of course, this brings me even to this issue of and of course the Christian community. They have been very good. The parish where I go to, I mean, very good. The priest there has been quite supportive. You know, they try to involve me in this and that. I'm part of some catechenical, you know, group. It is all good. It is all good, really. It is just that I have where I come from, I have my family, and of course I'm not here voluntarily. I didn't plan that one day I'm going to live in Malaysia. I didn't. This has come as a result of, you know, our unhealthy political situation. Unhealthy political situation where people don't seem to want to take, you know, dissenting views. This is the problem. Me, I'm not a criminal. And everybody, you know, all of you, I'm not a criminal. I am here simply because, you know, I challenged the establishment. That is why I'm here. And for me, unlike some of these situations where people are not saying the truth, me, I have never been malicious. Never. I have never been malicious. Never. I have never been seditious. I have never. Though I've been charged with sedition, but I've never been seditious. Whatever I have spoken about is, it's either to prevent a situation, to help a situation, to help somebody. That's all. That's all. That is all I've spoken, just, to help somebody, to help the government. Because even when I've tried to help the government, sometimes people have turned around and accused me when they're supposed to be appreciating me. And this, for me, this is something that I want to die with. I am not going to be what is the word? I'm not going to appease those in power for benefits. I'm not going to appease those in power for benefits, even when I know that it is wrong. And this is the difference with some of us Vakandile, with some of these Kandiles. Many of us, we are Kandiles. Many of us, we are Kandiles. The problem here with other Kandiles is that, even when they know deep down their heart that this is not a correct position, they will go to the, they will go to the ends of the earth, defending that it's okay. But they know that it's not okay. They know. This I will never do. I have never done it when President Edgar Lungu was in power. I never did. Actually, because my advocacy did not start with Edgar Lungu. My advocacy started with Arabi. I had a good relationship with Arabi, by the way. A good relationship with Arabi. But I never, what can I say? I was truthful, Then Arabi came, by the way, even Mwanawasa, but Mwanawasa, of course, I was not active. I was not active politically. I became active during the time of Arabi. From Arabi to Wasata, I was again close to Wasata. I was close in a way that many of you would not understand. Wasata was he was a seasoned politician. A seasoned politician. He had people that he was relating with, openly, people that he was relating with, in the background. So I was very close to Wasata. Wasata tasked me to do certain things, which I did for him. But if you check, I was critical of things that I didn't appreciate. I was critical. In spite of that situation, if there is a president that brought me close and actually worked with me, it was Vasata. But still, I was critical. Even when Vasata was sick, I used to speak about it. I'm like, no, the man is not okay. The man is not okay. Can we find a way out of this? I was critical, but I was close to him. Then came Edgar Lungu. I should have been one of those people that should have been appointed in government. But because of my critical nature, others, of course, they didn't trust me. Like now, people don't trust me because, they say, no, you can flip. Yes. If something is not right, I will say it. And that is where you don't like it, because you want, when you are supporting, you're supposed to support everything. No. And that's why I have even retained my position as Economic and Equity Party president. I have never joined another political party. When I wanted to get into politics, I didn't join PF because certain things I did not agree with. And I know. I don't even ask anyone to join their political party. I don't even ask anyone to appoint me, because I know that sometimes, if I don't agree with something, I will say it as it is. I don't want to be bound by the so-called collective responsibility. I don't want. I want to be free to express myself. And at that point, somehow I feel like maybe I'm not a good politician, because, a politician, you go, if you don't like, if you are against UPND, you are supposed to speak everything negative about UPND. If you are with PF, everything positive about PF, no negative. On Edgar Lungu, everything. But come on. No human being can be perfect all the time. No system can be perfect at all the time. Sometimes things are all right. Sometimes things are not okay. And there you don't seem to understand, many of you. You keep saying, but mwaimini pesa, because according to you, if I'm supporting you PND, I should support everything. Ineyo nadikana. And if it will mean I remain like this, I remain in exile, or I remain suffering, it shall be. It shall be, because I don't want to look into the eyes of Hakainde Hichilema and say, no, this is okay, when I know it is not okay. But at the same time, I don't want to look at Hakainde Hichilema like everything is bad. No, there is something that is good in Hakainde Hichilema. There is something that is good in Hakainde Hichilema, which even brings me to this issue of, Thabo Kawana, the issue of Nawakwi, GBM, and ECL. I mean, truth be told, what Thabo Kawana said, I mean, most of it, truth be told, most of what Thabo Kawana said is true. I'm saying most of it, not all of it. Most of what Thabo Kawana said is actually true. And I agree with him on a number of things that he said. I agree with him. But of course, I am critical. Of course, there is something that we can do better. I will not sit here, or I will not talk to you here and pretend to say, no, UPND is very bad, HH is very bad, like some of you would want to hear. You would want to hear me verifying Hakainde Hichilema like is so bad, everything is so bad. That's what you would want to hear. But no, let's be real, let's be objective here. There are things that Hakainde Hichilema certainly should work on, or can do better. But there are certain things which are okay. There are certain things which are okay. And I, for one, I'll be the most hypocrite if I did not say there is something positive in Hakainde Hichilema. I'll be a hypocrite. Yes, I'll be a hypocrite. Like some of you are. Because some of you, you go out, you talk so much negative, but there is definitely something that you can point at. There is something that you can point at. Yes, we say employing people in government, it's not job creation. But at the end of the day, I mean, these people are employed. These people are empowered, at the end of the day. And some of these people that have been empowered through that employment, much as it is not the best way of creating employment, I mean, some of them are our relatives. Some of them are our relatives. Some of them are our friends, Some of you, yes, we say, UPND has not favored many Zambians, but surely there are some people that are making money in the UPND. And somehow, some of us, we have even benefited. But we don't want to show that there is something positive. We just, no, it's negative. I, for one, I will tell you as Chilufya Tayali, there is something that is positive, something that I can say, somehow there, I have benefited much as I am out of Zambia. I'm telling you, it may not be directly on me, but somehow, somebody I know, relations to me and whatever. I'm telling you, the truth of the matter is that I've asked people to help me, and they have helped. This is the truth. This is the truth. I've asked people in this government to help me, and they have helped. It may not be Hakainde Hichilema directly helping, but some of these people, they are actually under Hakainde Hichilema. So there is something positive. There is something positive, and I don't want to pretend. I don't want to pretend. And yes, not all of us may have gotten something out of this government. Of course, even with the previous government, because sometimes when we talk about this, when we talk about these situations, those of you who support PF, you want to talk like PF. Because even in PF it's the same. Like some of us, like me, I mean, I never got those contracts. I never got those monies and whatever. But yes, there are certain things that I got. There are certain things that I got, just like you, including you by UPND. Even UPND, at that moment, some of you also got something out of a PF. You know, the point is, you know, we shouldn't verify, you know, people and make them look like demons. I don't think that is right. But as much as we say that, there are things that we can do better. Take, for example, the issue of Nawakwi. According to what Nawakwi said. But Nawakwi said, Nawakwi, they knew about her situation, you know, her ailment, and the government stepped in. They were helping even before they evacuated her. They were, you know, helping her in terms of medication. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. Tawokawana, very much appreciated. That is something positive, and we can never take it away. We can never take it away. If you helped Nawakwi, which, yes, you did. You helped Nawakwi in whichever way that you did. We appreciate it is something positive. We cannot ignore that. We cannot ignore that government did not intervene in Nawakwi's situation. We take that. We take that and we appreciate. However, I have a problem. The problem that I have is that if you people knew that Nawakwi was in this situation, surely how could you be dragging her kuma court in the manner that you did? How could you be dragging her kuma police in the manner that you did? Yet you knew that she was not okay. Surely, knowing the situation of a person like that, it should have made you people to, you know, to pull back on your arsenals. But you kept on. No. Even when she was near at the point of death, you still wanted to go to her house and conduct, you know, a court session on a deathbed. No. I've seen Hamonga Hamwene is saying the law is blind. No, my brother. Those language are political languages. Those languages are political languages. We say that we use the law when we want to run away, you know, from our responsibility. We run away when we want to run away from our responsibility. We run away. But when it suits us, we pretend like the law is not there. We pretend like the law is not there. But really, if really we want to help, we cannot be talking about, no, the law, whatever. No. If President Hakainde Hichilema wants to help, all this nonsense that you are talking about to say the law, what, he would actually help. When we talk about, you know, being what? When we talk about helping people, when we talk about compassion, we don't talk about the law. When we talk about, you know, helping the neighbor, we don't talk about the law. If you go in the Bible, when Jesus is speaking about the Good Samaritan, when he's talking about the Good Samaritan, he speaks of other people that passed. Another a priest, you know, passed there and he looked to say, no, I'm late. I'm late because I have to go and save mass. I have to go for prayers. People are waiting. You would give those excuses, you know. Another one passes, no, I can't touch this person because if I touch him, you know, the law, they might accuse me, whatever, and you pass. You are running away from a responsibility. When it comes to life, we don't talk about the law. When we want to save life, we don't talk about the law. When we want to save life, we don't talk about what somebody did to you. You don't do that. You don't do that. You just do what you have to do. When it comes to life, when it comes to compassion, we don't talk about the law. We don't talk about the law. So that is an excuse. And even that law which we have, our law is there, for us to use. It is there for us to use. Not the law to use us. Not the law for us to, to take advantage of, to run away from our responsibility. When it comes to life, when it comes to compassion, we don't talk about the law. We don't talk about whatever. No, we don't. We don't. You have to help the situation. You have to help the situation. You have to help the situation. I recently around here, where I am, in Malaysia, when you talk about Muslim, you don't get in contact with women. You don't get in contact with, you can't touch women. You don't. And one day, I was coming somewhere, and I found these two ladies. They had fallen off the bicycle. They had fallen off the bicycle, and they were struggling there. They were trying to get up and whatever. But again, around here, you have that situation where people sometimes, like, they just don't mind. They would just, you would be there struggling. People will be passing. Huh? So, for me, I went and I helped this, this young lady. I lifted her up. I lifted her up, and I could see that, she had a cut in the head, and she had the veil. Damn hell! I removed the thing, and I used the very thing that she had to cover the, where the wound was, because she was bleeding, and I put it there, and people were just there watching and everything. Anyway, afterwards, some paramedics came in and whatever. I was even touched with with blood. I didn't even bother to say whatever. I had blood on my hands. And when the paramedics came and they went, I continued walking with my blood in my hands and my shirt. And, somebody came and said, "You are very courageous. We didn't touch them because as Muslims, we're not supposed to touch women. And, exposing whatever, it is haram, as they called it. Fita. They mentioned fita, something like that. It is fita. But come on. Fita, yeah, there is a law, but you need to save life here. You need to save life. What was I supposed to do? Somebody is bleeding in the very thing because she had hit her head. What was I supposed to do? And of course, at the end of the day, of course, people appreciated that I did what I did. Basically, this is the same thing with Nawakwi, getting back to Nawakwi. Yes, there were all these issues that you believe Nawakwi should have answered for. Yeah? But in that situation, I think by UPND, Tabokawana, I think what you should have done is to pump some brakes on your cases. Surely. And this is where I felt like, President Hakainde Hichilema was fixing Nawakwi. But in that situation, why continue, putting pressure on a person that that is terminally ill? When a person is terminally ill, why continue like that? And yet on the other side, you are allowing for them to buy medicine, for them to do whatever. Which is good. So, it would have been, imagine what would have happened, if at some point realizing how sick Nawakwi was. Imagine what would have happened for the state to withdraw those cases so that she can just be in bed and, not to be stressed. Because actually, when you are stressed, it gets worse. It gets worse. So, yes, we appreciate what you did for Nawakwi. We appreciate. I'm not refusing that. I will not deny. I will not quarrel with you about it. I say this is very good. It was good. But you could have done better. You could have done better not to press on the cases. But somehow I feel that some of these things, the responsibility falls on the people that are serving in government. I know some of these things fall on some people that are serving in government. Because you believe that you have been given a responsibility, to make sure that Nawakwi goes to jail. Even when you realize to say Nawakwi is not okay, you can't have the courage to go back to your boss and say, boss, the situation doesn't look good. I think this is where Hakainde Hichilema is lacking. This is where we need to be honest with our leaders. We need to be honest with our leaders. Sometimes it's not that they don't want. Sometimes it is us who are failing our leaders because we don't want to tell them the truth. We don't want to tell them the truth. We don't want to challenge them. We don't want to appeal to them. I'm sure if somebody had gone and confronted President Hakainde Hichilema about Nawakwi to say, Your Excellency or Mr. President, I think we should discontinue this. I don't think Hakainde Hichilema would have been adamant to say, no, continue. I don't think so. Even when that prosecutor was making an application to move the court into the house, I don't think I can blame that on Hakainde Hichilema. I blame it on the prosecutor. I blame it on the prosecutor. You are the one, because you wanted to show that, you are working, you are pushing an agenda that you have been tasked to do. You are achieving, you are getting results. But unfortunately, you missed an opportunity, to go back to your leaders and say, look, I think the situation doesn't look good here. I strongly believe Hakainde Hichilema would insist to say, no, go and conduct the court in our house. So this message goes also to some of you people who are working in government, especially those of you who are surrounding the president. Some of our situations, it's because some of you, you believe that, no, Hakainde Hichilema hates Tayali. And so you work so hard to fix Tayali. You work so hard to fix Tayali. And yet, maybe you could help your boss to say, Tayali is actually a good guy. Tayali is actually a citizen. Can we consider this situation? But you don't. Instead, when you go, you want to fuel now. Yeah, he was even on Facebook. He was even whatever. Most of the times, people don't want to, speak positive of others when they are before leaders. This is the problem. They don't want to say something positive. They fuel the negativity. It is everywhere. Even with Edgar Lungu. I know, even with Edgar Lungu. They don't want to speak something positive to Edgar Lungu about HH. And even those who are with Edgar Lungu, Hakainde Hichilema, they don't want to speak something positive about Edgar Lungu. They keep on fueling the acrimony. So on Nawakwi, I strongly believe that if Hakainde Hichilema was faced with the reality of Nawakwi, that look, this woman is going. We read today that she knew, she even chose a coffin, she even chose the flowers and everything. She knew. And certainly the people around her, those who were whatever, they knew. But I don't think they had brought this to Hakainde Hichilema's attention and advised to say, I think in this situation, let's do this. Hakainde Hichilema would have benefited more politically to be seen as a human being. I mean, people like you. If that case was withdrawn, now you would have been talking very well to say, look, we knew about this, we were helping. That's why we even withdrew that case, because we wanted her to be well. That's that. I mean, who would argue with you? There will be no however. There will be no however. We will simply be saying, thank you very much for what you did. So this is where we could do better. The same thing comes to GBM. The same thing comes to GBM. You know, GBM is there. And Thabo Kawana was saying, no, we wanted the GBM to go out there, but he's a convict, you know, and the institutions cannot, as refusing, they are refusing. Of course, Thabo Kawana was being smart as he is. He's very smart, Thabo Kawana, when he's talking. He's very, very smart, very convincing. Very convincing. He has a gift. Certainly, we can't take away from that. We can't take away that from Thabo Kawana. Very smart. And I must tell you, I actually commended him the way he delivered that press conference. But Thabo Kawana, no hospital refuses to treat convicts. There is no hospital. A hospital cannot refuse to treat somebody based on the fact that he's a convict. No. The issue is, it's the conditions that you set, where you are saying, no, there must be somebody 24/7. There must be somebody 24/7. And some of these hospitals, I mean, they don't want that. They want their patients to recuperate, you know, without the pressure of seeing a police officer, seeing a police warder. How can you recuperate? You are looking at a police warder. It stresses you. Psychologically, it is not something that is recommended in hospitals. So I'm sure they were refusing based on that. They were refusing based on that. The conditions that you had set. And yes, we agree. GBM has been convicted. But GBM's case has been appealed. Why not give him bail? 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 And GBM's case, at the same time, really, it is a case that it is not like these other cases. Okay, there are some cases that you look at to say, I mean, this case really, this person better just save. You know, even if you appeal, you know, you will not go anywhere. You will not go anywhere. Sometimes the problem that we have is also our lawyers. Our lawyers don't want to tell us the truth sometimes. They know that really you stand no chance. You know, you stand no chance. Instead of negotiating, they'll be there insisting to say, no, let's go to court. Let's go to court, especially when you are paying. No, let's go. But they know that your case doesn't stand a chance. But this is not the situation with GBM's case. GBM's case is not a case where he stole from government. No. GBM did not steal from government. GBM did business with government. He did business with government. And we have come to see the letters that actually he declared interest. He was cleared by ACC. He was cleared by the president. Then, so there are high chances of GBM's case being overturned. There are high chances of GBM's case being overturned. This is not a situation of somebody that stole, that did deal and got money out of government system. No, he only did business with government. So for that matter, really, we can have some consideration. We can have some consideration to say, let's give him bail. Because if you give him bail, he will go wherever he wants to go as a free person. We have a number of people that have been going to hospitals. They are on bond. For example, Findlay. Findlay is one of those people that, I think you have handled the case of Findlay very well. You know, because he goes to South Africa, he comes back. I think that is very good. Why can't you extend that to GBM? I know our situation, some of us, who have skipped court, we have become refugees, like Avena Antoine Kane, Avena JJ Banda, I know we have not helped the situation. Me, I must agree that because I know now people consider, government or the judiciary, they think twice before they give bond or bail. Because when they want to give bond or bail, they are like, if we give this guy, I mean, he will join Chilufya Tayali. Yeah, we understand. But I think there are certain situations that requires that discretion, requires your compassion, and you place the responsibility on the person, because from your side you are doing good. If you give GBM bail and then GBM decides to join Chilufya Tayali, at least on your part you would be saying, we did what was right. At least you'll be saying you did what was right. You did what was right. Other than GBM dies, in prison. I mean, what are you going to say? You say, no, the hospital refused. Whatever. You could have given him bail. You could have given him bail. What is better, to have Chilufya Tayali arrive in exile than to have Chilufya Tayali dead? What is better? In this case, with GBM, what is better? Because you might be scared to say, no, if we let GBM go, I mean, he will not come back. What is better to you, to have GBM alive or to have GBM dead in prison? What is better? What is better? Sometimes you just make these decisions. What is better? What is better? Would you prefer GBM dead, or would you prefer GBM, alive, even if he decides to go? Because, okay, yes, that may be the fear, but really, even if that is the situation, GBM goes out there and he doesn't come back, what would you prefer? Would you prefer GBM? No, it's better he dies here than he goes out there. No, what is better? What is better? Even me, I may be a nuisance, but I'm sure he's happy that I'm alive. I know much as I may be a nuisance to him, much I might be a pain on him, but I know he's happy that I'm alive. He's a human being, he's a parent, I've got children, I've got this and that. So he's happy that I'm alive. He's happy that I'm alive. If he hears that Chilufya Tayali is dead, I know he will feel bad. I know you feel bad. The same thing with GBM. Do you want GBM to die in prison? Or you would rather give him bail, he goes out there. If he doesn't come back, that is up to him. That is to say, well, we did our part. We did our part. But I think he would come back. I think GBM would not go. I mean, he was there. He had an opportunity to run away. He could have gone. He could have gone. If really GBM wanted to go, he wouldn't have waited for the day of judgment. He would have gone. He would have gone. GBM has got capacity more than some of us. Some of us, we are even refugees. We are seeking help from the international community. But GBM may not even need that. So he would have gone. But bottom line is, you could do better to allow GBM to go out there. You, at least from your side, you would have done your part. You would have done, the human thing. You would have done the Christian thing, than to say, no, we can't let him. Would you want GBM dead, or would you want GBM to go out there, seek medical attention? Leave that responsibility on him. Talk to him. Talk to him. GBM, look, we know you are a convict. You are supposed to be in prison, but look, we have considered your situation. Can you be reasonable? We are going to release you. But just go and seek medical attention and come back. Just go and seek medical attention and come back. This person. Hello? Iwe ndipana nikane ndipa live hapa. Ndiya kubika pa live. Acha. Tioko, landa tumfwe. Landa tumfwe. Iwe kavyoko iwe warareka abantu bakumfwe. Okay, bye. And I don't speak. This is how I respect you. Some people, sorry for that, some people are very important, you know, and that's how loyal I am. I mean, they're very important. You need to pick their cause no matter what. So, basically, that is on GBM. So, Watawokawana, I appreciate what you said. But here is my point of view. There is a way to GBM's situation. The situation is that GBM is facing a charge that has been appealed. Okay, he has been convicted, yes, but he has appealed. So, can we consider that? And of course, somebody will bring up the nonsense of to say, no, it is the courts and whatever. Please, we know better about these things. I'm sure you and I, we cannot be talking about this and whatever, but we can help the situation. And the way that we can help is to let GBM go on, be given bail. And let him go freely. The fear of no, GBM might not come back. Well, if he doesn't come back, you can hold your press conference and speak to the Zambian people to say, look, how unreasonable these people can be. We saw that he was sick. We gave him bail and he's not coming back. At least that would be good. Then tomorrow, GBM dies where he is. I mean, and you start saying, no, it's the same thing that is with Nawakwi. It's the same thing. You could do better. But Nawakwi, she's gone. But GBM is still alive. And we are talking about these things. So, can we have a situation so that tomorrow we don't start saying to say, you see, we told you. It is not good. At the end of the day, we would have lost a life. I know other people are saying, no, but politicians are not special. What about whatever? Tabokoana really did address that issue. He said, government helps so many people, and it is true. It is true. By the fact that you don't know them, I mean, you may think that government is not doing it. But government is helping so many other people, that is for sure. These people, because they are known, their situation are being discussed in public. But there are so many people that are out there who are being helped by government, and they are not brought, on our programs because they are not public figures. So, let us not be uncouth, Let us not be hard-hearted. No, because there are other prisoners, whatever. You don't know. We know about GBM. Can we consider GBM? It's the same thing now when we talk about Edgar Chagwalungu. Let me talk about Edgar Chagwalungu. Tabokawana said he spoke to President Edgar Lungu. And I have seen some people are trying to be political. Sometimes I think, yes, much as we do politics, but issues of, human nature, human nature, when it comes to sensitive issues, I think we should avoid the politics. I think we want what is good. Let's look for what is good. Especially in this case, what is good for President Edgar Chagwalungu. Let us look at what is good for President Edgar Chagwalungu. This issue of trying to continue doing politics, I don't think it's good. I think sometime we should be able to say, we are human beings and look at things from a human point of view, which is what Thabo Kawana said. And I agree with you on that one. My only concern is that Thabo Kawana, you came out and revealed in a way, though not directly, because you didn't say Edgar Lungu has cancer, but you said he has finished chemo. And when you talk about chemo, we always link it to cancer. So people now are thinking Edgar Lungu has got cancer. I don't know if chemo only comes in, if chemo treatment only comes in when it is cancer. I don't know. I'm not a medical person. I don't know. And neither can I confirm to say Edgar Lungu has got cancer. I can't confirm that. But the question is, did Edgar Lungu speak to Thabo Kawana? Yes, he did. Thabo Kawana was not lying about that. And those of you who want to, to turn around and play politics, politics of lying is not good. It's not good. Let us hold Thabo Kawana responsible for something that he has done wrong. Or if he has lied, yes, let's talk about that. But when he has said the truth, let us admit it is the truth. And maybe if we have got a different point of view, then let's bring it up. But let us say the truth and then give our point of view. And in this case, it is true he spoke to President Edgar Lungu. And it is actually President Edgar Lungu who called him. He called him because he wanted to go and see him. He had heard that Thabo Kawana was in South Africa and he was not well. And he wanted to go and see him. Remember, Thabo Kawana and President Edgar Lungu, they are not strangers. Thabo Kawana and Edgar Lungu, they know each other. Even when he was in State House, Thabo Kawana had some access to President Edgar Lungu. That's how he was even helped. Even after Thabo Kawana, even after Edgar Lungu left power, Thabo Kawana had met Edgar Lungu. I have some knowledge of that. Thabo Kawana, from what I know, it's not that there is bad blood between Thabo Kawana and Edgar Lungu. I don't think there is. This is why even Edgar Lungu was able to call him so that he can go and see him. And they had a conversation about their situation. It is true when Thabo Kawana says that. The only issue, my point of view now, is that I don't think, was it right for Thabo Kawana to bring that private conversation that they had, to bring it to the public? Was it right? I don't think so, from my point of view. Because I cannot have a phone conversation with somebody about their ailment, and then I come here on social media. Imagine like that. Imagine I talk to Thabo Kawana about whatever situation that he has, and then I come on social media to say, I'm just from talking to Thabo Kawana, and Thabo Kawana's, whatever. I don't think it is in my place. I don't think it is my place. Much as Thabo Kawana, he is a government official, he is a public figure. I don't think. And even Hakainde Hichilema, for example, Hakainde Hichilema, you talk to Hakainde Hichilema, you have an opportunity to talk to Hakainde Hichilema, and he tells you, no, I'm actually having a headache and blah, 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 blah. I've just taken Panadol. Would it be in my right place to come here on social media to say, yeah, I've just spoken to President Hakainde Hichilema, and he has told me he is not feeling well. It's not in my place. Health issues are quite personal. Much as you are a public figure, unless somebody has given you the authority to reveal, I don't think it is right for you to reveal. I don't think. Much as somebody is a public figure, beba tulwele kwa mfumu, butenshe chalo. I don't think it is right, just by the virtue that you have a phone conversation with him, you come in public and say that. I don't think it is right. I think Edgar Lungu was free, to talk about these issues, knowing the relationship that he has with Tabokawan. Knowing the relationship that he has with Tabokawan. Tabokawan yourself, when Edgar Lungu was in power, and you know that he knew about your situation. You know Tabokawan. You know that Edgar Lungu knew about your situation. He knew. That is why even Abena Chiteme were trying to help you. Because they knew that the president knows about this. But not even one day did Edgar Lungu come out and say, Tabokawan, this is the situation. We have never heard Edgar Lungu discussing the ailment of other people. We have never heard that. Even your situation, Tabokawan, Edgar Lungu knew, but we never heard Edgar Lungu coming out discussing your ailment. No? But you had this conversation, and you thought it was okay for you to call for that press conference. And from my point of view, whatever issues that you spoke about, the issue of ECL was more significant, was more prominent. It was more prominent because even up to today, we are still talking about it. Look, I mean, it's big. The man is a former head of state. So it is being discussed. It was the biggest issue. It was big. Yes, I'm not trivializing the GBM issue. I'm not trivializing Nawakwi's issue. No. But, I mean, Edgar Lungu, by the fact that he's a former head of state, the only surviving former head of state, I think that issue, takes the prominence over these other cases. And you come and drop this issue suggesting Edgar Lungu has cancer. That is too big. That is really too big to be announced by a government spokesperson out of a phone conversation, out of a private phone conversation that you had with him. Yes, you felt very confident. You felt, yeah. I mean, I've got the truth. It is the truth, yeah. I'm not refusing because I've confirmed. It is not a lie. You had that conversation. But was it right for you, Tabokawan, to come and bring out this in public in the manner that you did? Was it right? If you did that on Hakainde Hichilema, you have a phone conversation with Hakainde Hichilema, and you come and hold a press conference and talk about it, would you have your job? Would you? Would you have your job? Would Hakainde Hichilema be happy with you? Even yourself, even your situation. I mean, like myself, I know, but you won't hear me discussing it. No, I don't. The time that I spoke about it, I think I was trying to clarify something that was in the public. And I was doing it in your interest. In your interest, when I was talking about it, when I spoke about your issue, I was talking in your interest. Because people saw that and they were, no, Tabokawan is dying and whatever. And they said, no. I mean, this is a situation which is normal. People have these conditions. And we received, a number of people started offering. No, I can give him my kidney, what? And you even had to respond to say, no, come on. I'm okay, I'm managing. But people started doing that as a result of my intervention to clarify the situation. You were still sick. You couldn't talk to people when people were, when they saw you in bed and whatever. But some of us came out to clarify the situation. And you won sympathy. You want sympathy. People started volunteering. I think that is the best way that we can do. Other than, dropping a bomb to say this guy is going. And even the manner that you brought it out, you were very clever. Very clever. The way that you brought it out. No, let's pray for him. Let's pray for him. When something befalls us as a nation, we go to God. Even Arabi, when Arabi had cancer, we tend to God. What are you trying to say, Tabukawana? What are you trying to say? No. That was not in the interest of Edgar Lungu. That was not in the interest of Edgar Lungu. You played politics there. You played politics. What you were trying to do is to tell people out there, Edgar Lungu has got cancer and, don't think about him. Don't think about him. Rule him out. It was a campaign strategy to completely rule out Edgar Lungu. But surely, should we go to those extents? Should we go to those extents? No, that was not right. That was not right. That was not right. It was not right from my point of view. It was not right. It was very wrong. You can't have a conversation with somebody and then, a private conversation, and you come and drop it to the public. I mean, it may not be that, I don't know. Like I'm saying, I can't confirm that Edgar Lungu has got cancer or not. We can't confirm. From my little understanding is that chemotherapy is not only a treatment for cancer. I don't know. And at the same time, I know of people that have had this situation. They have done chemotherapy and they have recovered. There are a number of them. We have a number of people that have gone through these situations and they are okay. They are okay. I mean, I don't want to I find it difficult even to start mentioning names of people. But remember, we had Tandiwe Banda. And I mentioned her because she's a public figure and it was in public domain. There are other people that have had these situations and they have recovered. I've got my young brother right now. I've got one of my young brothers right now. I've got one of my young brothers. I feel like mentioning his name, but if he's watching, I care for you, my brother. And I talked to him recently. I just actually sent him a text message to find out how is he doing. He's doing well. He had been going through chemo and he's recovering because chemo, it's a treatment. Chemo is a treatment. It is not a sign of death to say when you are going through chemo, then you are going to die. No, it is a treatment. That's why it is there. It is meant to heal people. It is meant to heal people. So we should not rule out people by the fact that they have gone through chemo and we take it to say, Chapwa, this is the end. No, it is a treatment. It is a treatment. So it should not threaten anyone to say we should rule out somebody. No, it is a treatment. It is a treatment. But Tawokawana was being, cleverly, talking about this. But surely it was to instill fear in you people that Edgar Lungu is dying. But no. And what is funny about also, life is such that some people may be sick. And you find those people who are actually very healthy, they die. They leave the people who have been sick. Some of these people, we have known them to be sick from a long time. Some people have been accused of so many ailments, different terminal ailments. And they are still there. But look how many people have died. Healthy people, people that were okay, looking okay. But they have died. These people that were sick, they are still there. They are still there. So you just never know. You just never know. Umweo wa muntu waba mulilesa. Waba mulilesa. It is not us. Believe me, you can be thinking of Edgar Lungu to say Edgar Lungu will go. you find that you will go yourself. Edgar Lungu will remain. You find that Edgar Lungu will go. Even Tawokawana himself, we have seen Tawokawana, lying in bed, in the tubes, and you think like, is he going to get up? But he's there. And he's even attending funerals of other people. Funerals of other people who may have even been healthier than Tawokawana. But Tawokawana is attending their funerals. So, it should not create this in the minds of people to say, no, he's gone, he's gone. But the other issue that Tawokawana spoke about was the relationship that Edgar Lungu has with Hakainde Hichilema, where he said, no, Tawokawana, the ECL and Edgar Lungu, they talk. There is no bad blood. There is no acrimony. They talk. That one, I don't want to pretend. It is not true. I'll just say that. Let me not even beat about the bush. No. That one is not true. That one is not true. That one, what Tawokawana said, to say Edgar Lungu has been talking to Hakainde Hichilema, it is not true. It is not true. I refuse. And I challenge Tawokawana. To prove that, if he can even do it. Because, he talks to who? To Edgar Lungu. We talk to Edgar Lungu. And Edgar Lungu, has been desirous to talk to Hakainde Hichilema. From what I know, Edgar Lungu has been desirous to talk to Hakainde Hichilema. At one point, someone went to see Edgar Lungu, okay, and they spoke, and then they gave him the number. I think it was the time of Arabi, when Arabi died. Do you remember when Arabi died? I think I can speak confidently that the last time Hakainde Hichilema spoke to Edgar Lungu was the time when Arabi died. And during that time, a number was given to him. A few days later, Edgar Lungu wanted to reach out to President Hakainde Hichilema over some issues. And he couldn't go through. And Edgar Lungu, to me, this I can confirm, in his house then back in Ibex, he said, I have a number, because, I told him myself. Me, I've been honest with Edgar Lungu. I have not cheated. There was some issue that came up, and I was like, Your Excellency, why don't you talk to the president? Why don't you talk to your successor? Talk to him. I did that. And he told me to say, it's not the number, but this number doesn't go through. But if a friend gives you a number to say, this is the number that you can reach me on, and you try to call that person on that number and it's not going through, what would you say? So from my point of view, at least from the experience that I've had, from the interaction that I've had with Edgar Lungu, I don't think that Edgar Lungu has got that bitterness against HH. There have been some situations where Edgar Lungu had wanted to engage Hakainde Hichilema, but he has not been able to reach him. He has not been able to reach him. I know you can say, no, he can talk through whatever, but really, at that level, there should be a direct communication. At that level, especially from the president's side. It is not from Edgar Lungu's side. Edgar Lungu is now a private citizen. It is Hakainde Hichilema who is the president, who has all this security. Yes, maybe that number which he has, maybe during the day it's not on, whatever. But at one point when you find a missed call, you should be able to call back. So in other words, this initiative of talking should mostly come from Edgar Lungu. from Hakainde Hichilema. Because Hakainde Hichilema is the one who has all this protection. He's a president for sure. He's a president for sure. Even some of you say, no. Hey, talk to Hakainde Hichilema. Talk to Hakainde Hichilema. How do I talk to Hakainde Hichilema? It's not easy to talk to Hakainde Hichilema. He's a president. It's not easy. It's not easy. I've told you here that I used to talk to Basata. Not one day did I speak to Basata. Not one day. Myself, not to my phone. It was him who used to call. It was him who used to call. And he used to know that, okay, where I am, it's okay. I'm comfortable now. Oh, I'm alone. I can talk to Tayali. It was not me. I had that number. I never even tried to call it. Because I knew that, he's the president. But when the president wanted to talk to me, at any time he could call me. At any time, for that matter. At any time. At any time, he would call me. It's the same situation with Hakainde Hichilema. It's him who is the president. And if indeed what Tabokawana is saying is trying to show that, there is no acrimony, I will take it that it is a sign of goodwill. It is a sign of goodwill that government want a relationship with Edgar Lungu. Want a good relationship with Edgar Lungu. And if that is the case, I would confirm to you that Edgar Lungu will not see Hakainde Hichilema score and cut it. I don't think Edgar Lungu will pick up a phone call and here it is Hakainde Hichilema and cut it. No, I'm confirming to you. He will gladly engage. He will gladly engage. I can assure you. Edgar Lungu, from where he is, if he receives a phone call from Hakainde Hichilema, he will gladly engage. He will gladly engage. But he cannot start from his side. He cannot. He cannot start from his side. It is difficult for us citizens to speak to the president. It is very difficult. But the president, if the president wants to talk to us, even now, if where I'm sitting here, Hakainde Hichilema can call me and tell me what to do, and I'll jump to do that. I'll jump to do that. That is what is in that office. I can be this far away, but if Hakainde Hichilema called me and told me, do 1, 2, 3, I will do as such. And it's the same thing with the Edgar Lungu. So let us not create this kind of situation. Let us not just do PR in public. No, let us not do PR just in public to make people think, no, these people, they are in talks. There is no acrimony. No. Let us be real. Let us be real. And this is the problem that I'm talking about. You may have heard Hakainde Hichilema, being positive. And instead of helping, you are not helping. You are just putting it out there, window dressing. No, there is no whatever. Do it. Do it. Let Hakainde Hichilema talk to Edgar Lungu. Let Hakainde Hichilema talk to Edgar Lungu. We are not saying he should reduce himself. No, it's not reducing himself. We are respecting the office. We don't just pick up phone calls and start talking to the president. We don't do that. We don't do that. I mean, even yourselves, unless there is something wrong with you. But really, we don't just pick up phone calls and start talking to the president. Call the president Kwatimu Nove. No. We respect that office. It is the president to call you when the president needs you, when the president whatever wants to talk to you. It's him. It's him. And so you people who are around Hakainde Hichilema, if you want that relationship, don't just do a sugar coating. You are even putting on my headlines. There is no bad blood. No, you're putting headlines. No, that is not right. That is not right. Can you do what is right? Can you do what is right? Facilitate for that conversation. And that conversation, I tell you, it will earn you so much politically. You are the ones who are in power. It will earn you more than it will earn Edgar Lungu. Hakainde Hichilema calling Edgar Lungu and talking to him, and you come out and say, yes, we spoke. You don't have to come and say, no, he has got chemo. Just that. It will earn you more political goodwill. More political goodwill. Some of these problems that are there can be resolved by just that phone call. Can be resolved. I mean, I'm sure Edgar Lungu is concerned about his family. He's concerned about his wife. Maybe if you reach out to him, he would express his sentiments, how he feels with what is going on with his family. And if indeed, he's sick like you are claiming, because you are claiming he's sick, he has got cancer. If indeed that is the situation, I mean, doesn't it call for you people to mend whatever relationship, whatever issues that were there? Doesn't it call for that? Instead of you just coming out and talking, he has finished chemo, whatever. Because in such a situation, if indeed you think Edgar Lungu has got cancer and is dying, isn't it a time for you to mend whatever bridges? Even if somebody has done something wrong, even if somebody has done something wrong to you, but when you hear they are in a situation that is terminal, I mean, you reconsider whatever situation. This is what we are talking about, Nawakwi, to say, why didn't you just withdraw all those cases? So if this is the situation, I mean, why not engage with Edgar Lungu? And if indeed, I'm just saying, if indeed this is the situation, why not, mend the relationship? Why not mend the relationship? Why not free the wife so that the wife can concentrate on looking after him? Now, look, she has to be flying back and forth, from South Africa to come to the courts, leaving the husband, who you believe is very sick. Why not work out all these things? There is nothing under the sun that has got no solution. Even those court cases, there is a solution. There is a solution. If you really want to be compassionate, there is a solution. There is something that you can do about that situation. What about the children? I mean, whatever all these, but you may find you can even leave the children aside. But when it comes to the wife, because your wife is part of you. Your wife is part of you. Your wife is part of you. You are one with your wife. So, these kind of things, we can resolve them. Instead of just doing window dressing, but we can concretely look at these issues and resolve them. I think this is my take on these issues. This is my take on these issues. On Nawakwi, you did well. You did well, to help in the manner that you did, but you lost an opportunity of showing how compassionate you are by, pressing on those cases. And surely, you can't blame us when we say you exacerbated her death by the way you treated her. Now we have GBM. GBM is alive. Why can't we extend that compassion? Allow GBM to go. Give GBM bail. Since there is this impediment that if he goes as a prisoner, they have to be whatever. Give him bail. And talk to GBM. Please, go and come back. If he doesn't come back, it will not be your fault. You would have done your part. People will be able to judge you. People will be able to judge between GBM and the government. Who is credible? And anyway, at the end of the day, what is better, to have GBM die in prison or to have GBM alive, wherever he may go, if he goes? But I strongly believe GBM would come back. On ECL, yeah, it was good you had that conversation with Edgar Lungu. But to bringing it out in the manner that you brought it to the public, I think it was a little bit too much. And you may have caused anxiety in public. People thinking, no, Edgar Lungu is dying. But chemo is a treatment. And it is there so that people can recover. And we have so many people that have recovered. So that is not a death sentence. But on the other hand, if you know that this person is sick, why not make his life better? Why not make his life better? Why not make those phone calls that you are talking about real? Edgar Lungu, Hakainde Hichilema will not melt by talking to Edgar Lungu. He will not melt. If anything, there will be something that will come out of that conversation, which will be good for Hakainde Hichilema, it will be good for Edgar Lungu, it will be good for the entire country. It will be good. But lastly, before I forget, those brothers of mine, you brothers of mine, brothers and sisters who are in government, who are saying that, you are Catholics, you are Catholics, that statement that you made, it was highly misplaced. If indeed you are Catholics, it was highly misplaced. You are putting your job first and you are putting God behind. Because when you put the church is the body of Christ. So when you put the church behind, you are putting Christ behind. Those criticisms that you are doing on the Catholic Church, they are ill-intended and they are not helpful to the Catholic faithful and even to yourselves. They are not helpful. And just that, I'm talking towards the end, but I think I'll come back on this one. But I'll come back on this one because I need to talk a little bit more. I've already spoken too much on this, so I will come back on that issue. I've not touched. I'll come back on this issue. I don't know if I should open phone lines or I should just hang up. I saw some people are trying to call. You can call in and give your views, or you want me to clarify something, you can call at this point. Otherwise, I go to sleep. I'm too bitter on HH. I don't know. I don't know how some of you understand things, right? But I think you talk from your prejudice. I think you talk from a prejudice. Today I've not even spoken so much negative on Hakainde Hichilema, nothing. But here you are, this at Alice Matthews, Katishinga Vasungu. Your perception of things, you can't understand. I'm never bitter on Hakainde Hichilema. I've never been bitter on Hakainde Hichilema, never. Of course I will criticize what is wrong. I will criticize. And I will appreciate what is right. Because on Hakainde Hichilema, not everything is wrong. There are certain things that are okay. Some of these things, Alice Matthews, they are your problems. They are not my problems. If you want to believe, I cannot stop you from believing what you want. You can believe what you want, but the fact remains that, I'm just like this. Hello?
I'm quite mawombe.
I'm quite mawombe.
Awe, tuombe shughuli kwenda. Nishimo mimi msaidi kama shanta fish.
Kwa London.
Awe kwenda, tuamfa kwenda programu ya leo. Tuamfa mashumu atwe kwenda tuamfa. Tapadi shulubele pana kufimo kwenda kulingana na fumo atwe kwa mwandini. Kwenda kuruba igwandi kwenda na temwa sana tashumo palanda mwandi kwenda bachumfya. Na temwa sana because na ino ile kwenda kulingana na fumo anda shonselero. Na nikia wa mtu mwamnya ndikwenda mwandini. Exactly fumo alanda lero pali programu ya lero. Na ine kuluma konso kunda tontonganya posana efyo. Da tontonganya posana fisana fumwandini basi. Ifumo alanda lero efinga kula fechalo, efinga lenga Zambia kuya pandanshi. Because ngachako bati natukwata abantu bako bati bale chingira ku ifintu kifuma. Bale chingira urubuto tatuwaende. Because we government kwingane fumwana natukwata abantu abengi sana abantu abengi sana abalichingira urubuto mamonaka whereby na bamudala bene tabaremona fubafuira okumona mamonaka kubafuira barosha tabaremona because bali surrounded na abantu abarongo mamonaka chishi benga mwenso wale kwata nganishi katuishi mwandini namba muri yo style yo nafuba abantu batubechurira mu mamonaka turechurira mu MKI awe kwa shkwete fingisha kwa anda kwa kera abantu bandi kumwanjira bashukya na totra sana.
Okay, na totra. Thank you. Hello.
Wangu wa President Tayali.
Bwina muri bwanje.
Ili bwino mukamba naye fe kuno ku Zambia. Ikameza kamba kwa issues ya wili ya maeleti Edith Nawakwi na GBM. Ya nizafuno kamba kwa ya mai Edith Nawakwi. Amai Edith Nawakwi ife kwatu kuchipata tima kamba kuti mzako kampeni kumpasa. Mzako kampeni kumpasa. Bameni wale kategori ya banzao ba amai Edith Nawakwi. Bameni wale same kategori banzao ba amai Edith Nawakwi. Chamene wenzo chita kuli amai Edith Nawakwi ikamba kuti mzako kampeni kumpasa. Meaning that ni mzao ni banzao but pansi pa mtima si banzao. Ife chima chitika ngati chachitika chakuti mundu amene ali mzako ero wamfakira naifi pansi pa mphasa kuti ankalepo ibwera imulasa ndiko nikuchokera uchamwambe kuti mzako kampeni kumphasa ndiye china kuchitika kuli amai Edith Nawakwi. Oni kamunga kuti vakondewa but si vakondewa. Aha, so icho cha mzako kampeni kumpasa sikufunika kupitirira monga muno mwatu mzambia iya Zambia is a Christian nation kufunika ngati ni mzako ankale mzako kuyambira pansi pa mtima mpaka pansi pa mtima yemwe nchifunikira noti mzako che pamwamba iya. So Zambia is a Christian nation kufunika tizikondana kuyambira pansi pa mtima mpaka pamwamba pa mtima na bwera kuli wa GBM wa GBM vanali ozivika kuchipani cha UPND. So pamene vanali kuchipani cha UPND wa GBM vanali va vice president. Pamene vanali va vice president vanali kuchita support UPND kutenga ndrama zao za mutumba loko ine amene nikamba pano sinili kuchipani ndine muntu amene ili mzambia. But chamene chinachita GBM although nilibe report but chamene niziva chakuti pamene vanali ku UPND vanatenga ko ndrama zao za mutumba kuchita support UPND kuti ifike pamene ilili pano although inawina pamene wa GBM wanachoka but vanatenga ndrama zao wa GBM upampingamo mu UPND. So izo ndrama sizinali za chipani zinali ndrama za GBM. So kamba kakuti wafuna kutukula chipani chao chiende pasogolo. So izo milandu zamene zinachitika mu time ya mwa PF izo pali izo sembe vanaziwa lako since vanatengako tandizo ndrama zao zamene vana kufuna kuti vatukule chipani chao vanaona kuti chinawina vanazivika. So wa GBM valina support alina abantu ku UPND vamene vamvera bwino kuti GBM anatika pamozi especially kwao kuvemba valina support but ali mu UPND maona. So icho kufunika kuyanga napo vakateka kuti maissues yasonga tiachitika vaziona kuti nanga uyu muntu tingamuchitire bwanji uyu ndimwe anaikamo ndrama GBM muchite mu party ya UPND. So kufunika vavayanganeko pa kumangiwa kwao o pa kudwala kwao vavayanganepo. Zikomo kwambiri.
Zikomo. And I agree with this caller, especially on GBM. Of course, to be fair, the cases that GBM faces today were started during the time of PF. They were started by PF. Okay? To be fair, these cases were started by PF. But now, UPND is in power. And where we have reached, I mean, we are saying the case has been appealed. And since the case has been appealed, why can't you give GBM bail so that he can be able to go to the hospital? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how are you, Mr. Tayali?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you, my brother?
I'm okay. I just wanted to find out how many by-election are we going to have with this in our country?
What's your point?
Hello?
Yes, what's your point?
My point is why the government is just after those people who have got voice for the whole Zambian than those people who are doing corruption and other stuffs.
Make your point,
Hello?
Bwana. Make your point, Bwana. Make your point. Submit. Make your point. I'm sure you have got a position, so you can just speak. That one. I mean, I didn't touch those agendas myself tonight, so I would not want to respond to that. But you have an opportunity for you to make your point.
Yeah, what I was trying to say is those people who are speaking for Zambia, they are the one we find now they are in a big problem. Like, for instance, we give example like you. You are not in Zambia because you were speaking for Zambians. Now, if you speak about JJ Banda, Mia Zulu, those people are the one which we normally see in Parliament contributing for national development, and they are the one whom they have taken to, or what can I say, they have lost their seat because of their voice. They are speaking for the Zambians.
Okay.
So what is happening with this government?
Okay.
I want to understand something.
Well, because that is not an issue that I was considering, I would not want to get into it. I think my mind is focused on what I've just discussed. I'm sure you followed the program.
Yeah, I followed you, but all right, okay. I don't want to contribute about the health of the former president or Mr. Kawana or what, but to my concern, I've just seen like now things in Zambia are worse.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so that is you know, we have an opportunity. My call tonight is really to call, especially on the UPND, that we have an opportunity, to make a positive change. We can do something better. We may have done some mistakes. We may have not done well in the past, but we can do better going forward. On Nawakwi, we could have done better. But we have an opportunity to do things even better. On GBM, we have an opportunity to do even better. On Edgar Lungu, we have an opportunity. And I want to reach out to some of us who are around these people. Those who are around Edgar Lungu, those who are around Hakainde Ichilema, can we please build, instead of, fueling, the acrimony, fueling the acrimony. I think Edgar Lungu and Hakainde Hichilema would benefit out of a good relationship. And the country at large, they would benefit out of a good relationship. So what Thabo Kawana said, me, I'm throwing it as a challenge to Thabo Kawana and others to say, can you please engage? That phone call, I will not take it, I will take it as a prophecy that it is a phone call that will come. May it come. Considering the situation as you want to put it. But of course, I emphasize that, the life of a person is in the hands of God. I think I'll leave it there for tonight. Thank you very much for following, and thank you for your support. Thank you for your prayers. I ask you to continue praying for me, especially for my family. I would really want to be with my family. I want to be with my family. I'm going crazy living without my family. And for those of you who are helping me, in one way or the other, even with my family, with my children, I am very grateful. Very, very grateful. For those of you who are helping me with my family, I am very, very grateful. I tell you, I am really, really grateful. And this is why I am saying, I cannot say, no, hey, I'm in exile. Hakainde Hichilema is very bad. The government is very bad. No, because there are some of you who have been good to me, and I'm grateful. So may God bless you, and may God bless Zambia. Good night.